minutes away was another town. It was called Sandstone. And so the train, by the time the train pulled into Sandstone, now the people of Sandstone, yes, they could smell the smoke, the ash, but they had no idea what was coming. And then all of a sudden, this train comes and pulls into the station. It's a quiet little town of a few hundred people. They know the train is due at a certain time, and they're there. And as this train pulls in, it's smoking. There are a couple of hundred people on the train, and the people are screaming and crying. Some of them are burned. And as they pull in, they begin to turn to the people of Sandstone. They began to scream at them, "Get on the train, get on the train. You need to get on the train. It's coming, it's coming." And so if you're from the community, here you are, it's fairly quiet, you're just kind of dressed normal. And all of a sudden, this train with 200 people screaming at you to get on the train. So they're weeping and in rags. And the book says that a couple of people got on the train, but most of the people were astonished, looked at him, thought it was an oddity, and walked away. And finally, they had to again say, "We must go," and the train left, leaving the people of this community just to stand there kind of like, "What was that?" 10 minutes later, the fire engulfed the city. When we think of the Easter story, a lot of times we think about, of course, the resurrection. We understand that Jesus Christ was crucified and risen from the dead on the third day. And we say, that's a nice story. After all, Pastor, we're in church today. It's Easter Sunday. But people don't really understand or grasp the significance of that, because to understand it, you got to go all the way back to the Old Testament. And God told the story of Easter 1,500 years before, when he told the story of the Jewish people when they were in Egypt in slavery for 400 years. And to understand the death and the resurrection of Jesus fully, you have to go back to then. And I want to preach a message to you this morning for a few minutes that I've entitled, "Escape the Coming Judgment." Escape the coming judgment. And I want you to read with me Exodus chapter 12. I'm going to begin in verse 1.